I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm so bad at this today. Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the video. My name is ArgentSargent, and this gentleman with the funky facial hair right here is Chinpatchy. Not the most substantial of videos this week, but a sort of part 2 to the build last time, because I had such a good time building the Aztec Temple and making that last video, I wanted to do a bit more of it. There's a lot going on here, so I will do a short build time lapse and then I will give you the guided tour. Or I might sort of blend the two together and see how that goes. Yeah, you know what, we'll give that a go. Wish me luck. So let's start from the outside. What I've tried to do here is bring a little bit of life to this place. Once upon a time, this location would have been a sacred temple where only the anointed dare tread. Priests and holy people would have come along, and even then, possibly only occasionally. So it would have been quite empty and barren. We certainly wouldn't have had these villagers sort of running around the outside and, well, pretty much wherever they want. Certainly not clambering all over the thing like they have been fairly recently. But I didn't like the idea of the place just being quiet and empty and not having anything going on. I want this location to be a hustling, bustling location where people gather, trade, eat, wash, play, rest. So on the outside, I've done my best to give a bit of an impression of this being a place where nature is bountiful. And in my attempts to do that, I've thrown in a load of trees. In short, in long, I have made a couple of attempts at custom trees in here. Some of them with varying degrees of success. I think this one might be probably my least favourite, just because it's so kind of chunky. Didn't manage to get that slender vibe out of that one. This one I'm not sure how to feel about. There's a whole mix of different leaves and textures and so on in there. And I think the most kind of conventional and the one that works the most at this distance is kind of this big one over here out of the oak. But it's a forest. You'll get to see it from various different angles as we go on, and you can let me know what you think about that if you so wish. But naturally, most of the differences start on the temple itself, and not here on the bottom and not there at the top. But once you get onto this first layer, it's pretty different. So we'll start over here on this side. I've got a little bit of a blacksmithing area here, and the traders have disappeared. Okay, that's helpful. Notwithstanding the fact that I first built this roof in timber and it burned down almost immediately, I quite like this space. Trying to use kind of a different palette to the main body of the temple itself to show that it's being built by a different people with different accesses to different materials. Possibly the blacksmiths and traders that work in this area come from far away and brought their own stone. That is an awfully expensive undertaking, but we do get a lot of traffic here, so it's nice to make the place look good, I guess. Over here on the other side, we've got some trapped villagers in the sheep pen because they are idiots. Well done, gentlemen. So notwithstanding the outright stupidity of these people are sheep people who do sheep things. They shear the sheep with the shears, and they make wool, and they make nice carpets. They might dye them. They might put them on big rolls so you can kind of unroll and buy by the meter or by the foot or by the yard if you're, you know, wrong about measuring things. And this is under a wooden roof that's not going to burn down because these guys don't use fire. And, you know, thank goodness for that. But it's around the back that it really starts being quite different. I've put in this little gateway here because I thought, yeah, let's enclose this. Let's frame this region off. So as we step through here, we've got lots of plants, lots of water, and this is a theme that's just going to carry on as we go all the way around that corner off to there. But we've got this little bridge that goes across all this water here, in through this big kind of tent opening. Couldn't really close these gaps in the middle, but these banners are supposed to simulate just like big swaths of fabric that act as a curtain for the sweat bath or sauna or steam room. Bearing in mind you can actually have a proper bath out here because there's so much water. So it's a sweat bath, it's a steam room, it's whatever you want it to be, but it's a hot room, it's steamy, you can sit down, you can relax, you can congregate and talk, and yeah, I quite like this space. It's a little bit small, maybe could do with a little bit more decoration to make it a little bit more homely, possibly some more wood panelling, I'm not quite sure. And once you're out of there, you can either dive straight into the water, or you can, you know, carry on with your... How did you get... These people are useless. But once we're back out here, we can carry on going around. So again, we're getting that view of all this forestry, this lush nature on the surrounding areas. We've got lots of beautiful flowers here. I really want to get a nice variety here to make it look kind of natural and grown in and put together. And you can see the spores floating around in the air. I've got a couple of these. I've got one there. I've got another one up there somewhere. There it is, just through that line there. And I think these spores floating around in the air really adds this kind of almost magical, rainforesty, naturey vibe. I'm really into it. I've got this big tree here that's grown into the side of the structure to just kind of convey that impression of age, how long it's been since this thing was originally built. So aside from that, there's not a lot going on round the back on the outside here. This section is about as barren as it ever was. I've got some more trees over there just to kind of give this place a little bit more of an associated landscape. And I've got some llamas for people who bring llamas with them. Wandering traders might like to hang out here. That's kind of the point of the place. They are conspicuous by their absence, mind you. And inside here, we've hollowed out part of the base of the main temple in order to build this little section in here. So I've put in this well, because obviously you need water, you need clean water from a ground source. So I've just put a nice deep pit in there and because I couldn't figure out how to make it look like there was a bucket on the chain, I've just given that kind of chain hoist with the chain already down in the water kind of impression. And on the inside of this curtain here, we've got food being served. We've got forks, bread, spoons, but we've got a selection of different foods being served here by the guy who's supposed to be on duty, and he's not. He's just wandered off. Oh, there you are. Yep, thanks for coming. You're late. Over here, fish-related business. I didn't go on to furnish this very effectively. And then a nice mat in the middle here, so you can kind of pile your stuff down, sit down in this nice communal area, eat, and move on. But it's just a nice kind of open communal eating and drinking space that I really like. I like the way I've furnished it. I'm quite pleased. And on further consideration, this chimney doesn't exactly go anywhere, but, you know, I think that's just a really nice, big, hefty fire to just warm this entire space up on a cold, cloudless night. The main takeaway from this for me is it's a research thing. I think if I'd done a little bit more research into how a post like this in authentic history would have been laid out, I might have had a better idea. It's a little bit of a blend of concepts. So a research thing to make a bit more of a consistent picture, maybe a little bit more planning, and maybe a little bit more of a study into custom trees, I think. But today, I really just came into this world and just started putting flowers down. And I think this is my biggest area of success here, just creating this lovely kind of natural space down here. But that is very much where we are at for this particular project at the moment, and I'm really, really pleased with the developments. I just think this space out here is probably my favourite, even with the villagers lurking about and making stupid noises. So yeah, very, very pleased with all this. He's still up there. But that's this week's video. Plenty more in the pipeline. I've undertaken quite a large project on the Hermitcraft Server, and I'm looking forward to sharing that with you quite soon. And I'm also going to be starting it's sort of like a second series of Survival Helper, but what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing Survival Helper kind of 2.0, but the videos are going to be shorts, so they're going to be TikTok-y, Instagram-y videos. I'm quite looking forward to doing that. I've had a little spike of subscribers following the last short I released, so thank you very much for joining the channel, and I hope you enjoy your stay here. But for the time being, that's me. Have a fabulous week, everybody. I've been ArgentSargent, and you have been fantastic. Thanks, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.